You're training wrong. Not a little wrong, embarrassingly wrong. Decades ago, the Soviets looked at strength in a way the modern world has basically forgotten. These weren't guys training to look strong in a mirror. They trained to actually be strong. While everyone else chased big muscles, training to failure, isolation exercises, and workouts that got more complicated every year, the Soviets did the opposite. Simpler, more direct, considerably more brutal. And this wasn't just theory. It built athletes who broke records, soldiers built to endure, and wrestlers with strength that still doesn't add up on paper. So what did they know about strength that most people have completely forgotten? Here are the 3 Soviet principles and exactly how to use them, whether you lift, do calisthenics, or both. Principle 1. Tension beats repetition. Most people train like they're racing a clock, fast push-up, crooked pull-up, a squat with zero control, then a victory lap bragging about 50 reps. Here's what the Soviets knew that almost nobody trains for. Strength isn't just moving your body back and forth, strength is holding tension. So instead of 20 sloppy push-ups, they lowered slow, paused 2 full seconds an inch off the floor, whole body locked, then pressed up hard. Suddenly that easy push-up feels like a war crime. Time under tension kills every shortcut your body was quietly stealing, and it doesn't just train muscle, it trains tendons, stabilizers, your whole nervous system. One slow, controlled rep with real tension builds more actual strength than a dozen sloppy fast ones. Which is why, for the Soviets, failure wasn't when the muscle started burning. Failure was when your control started dying. And that's exactly what most guys do everywhere else too. Ignore the early signs of a problem and only act once it's genuinely bothering them. One of those problems: hair loss. Quick word from the sponsor of this video, Manual. Manual is a healthcare platform that handles hair loss completely online. And this one actually matters. About 30% of men deal with hair loss before they even hit 30. Not a someday problem. Go to Manual through my link in the description or the QR code on screen. Fill out a quick health questionnaire, and a licensed doctor reviews your case. If treatment's recommended, it ships from a partner pharmacy in plain, unbranded packaging, plus ongoing clinical support the entire time for less than your coffee habit. Use code FI10SSMAN for 40% off your first order. Principle 2. Never train at max effort every time. I know how that sounds, but training all out constantly is one of the fastest ways to stall your own progress. The Soviets trained at roughly 50 to 70% of max, not because it was easy, but because it was sustainable. Think of an old-school laborer. He didn't haul cement until he collapsed and then lie useless for 3 days. He carried enough to work hard without wrecking himself, and the body adapted from that constant, repeatable effort. In practice, if your max is 15 perfect push-ups, your set doesn't need to match it. 8, 10, 12 is plenty, enough to demand effort, not enough to wreck your form. You finish feeling like you had a few more reps in the tank. That's not training soft. That's training with your brain switched on, and it's exactly why Soviet athletes weren't chasing a new personal record every single day. Principle 3. Low reps, real neural strength. Most people train around 10 reps a set. The Soviets trained 3 to 6 reps at high difficulty, because lower reps with heavier load build more strength, while higher reps shift towards size and endurance instead. In the gym, that means adding weight. In calisthenics, it means a harder variation of the same move. Once an exercise gets too easy, it quietly stops building strength. One more thing they understood: the body doesn't improve in a straight line. Train heavy 1 week, back off the next. That's a deload, and it's part of the method, not wasted time. Some days they even spread training across the whole day instead of one brutal session, small sets, far from failure, adding up to way more total volume with way less wreckage. So here's the recap. Tension over repetition. Never train at max effort every session. Lower your reps if you actually want strength. Do that, and you're not just chasing a pump like everyone else at your gym. You're training like someone who actually understands what strength is. The Soviets figured this out with chalk, iron, and zero fancy equipment. You've got no excuse.